What's up, guys? It's Adi here, and here's another video update on my hardcore SSF Ruthless adventure. So where we are at after 7 days, after 1 week of playing Ruthless. Yesterday I actually reached a pretty nice milestone. I completed the very first red tier map. See, after 1 week of playing Ruthless 7-8 hours a day, that finally happened. The first map was Conservatory. I got it right after getting my very first tier 10 map, actually. It dropped from the boss, so there was like a leap forwards, tier 10 plus tier 11 map. So in Ruthless is different, you don't need to corrupt your red tier maps anymore, you can run them just rare. So that actually, of course, helps so much with the Atlas progression. It makes it way easier. It also makes it way easier to get the new map from Explorer Scouting Report from Kirk mission. This because yeah, you don't have to rely on the map being corrupted in Kirk shop, so it's way easier this way. This is why getting all the Kirk missions on Atlas tree is extremely important, of course. So I progressed the Atlas tree a little bit further in comparison to previous day 6 update. I completed some extra few maps, right? So how many maps do we have total? 64 completed, yeah. Quite a lot of maps now. I never completed a single unique map, but I actually dropped my first singular scouting report, so I can't guarantee my first unique map to appear in Kirk mission once I get it. Actually, in the last like 20-30 maps, I didn't get a single Kirk mission. That's been pretty grindy. With the Atlas tree, right? So after I took the chance to get modified tier rating corpses and meta modifier corpses on the right, I decided to travel to the middle to take the rest of the Harbinger nodes here. And also, of course, getting this wheel with monster pack size. Yes, in Ruthless, this wheel of small nodes gives % pack size to maps. So I want to fully spec into all this wheel. It's going to be 12%, I think, right? 12% increased pack size. And of course, more monsters and maps helps both with getting more maps out of them to progress Atlas even further, and getting more corpses to get even better crafts from graveyards. So yeah, first I will take first wave, 10% chance to convert to powerful Harbinger boss, each Harbinger. Total, I have 14% chance to spawn Harbinger in each map, right? 14% chance, 8 plus 3. Yeah, plus 3. Somehow it doesn't feel like I'm getting them, like 14 maps out of hundreds. And 100 maps, I think it's about as many maps I can do in one day. Actually, tomorrow, yeah, I want to start counting how many maps I do and how many Harbingers I will get out of them. It's gonna be interesting experiments, I think. They seem to be really rare somehow, even though like have 14% chance. You would think it's 1 in 7.5 maps, right? So pretty common. And also they kind of started dropping like less fragments. Maybe it's just me. I get like 3-4 Horizon shards out of each Harbinger so far. But yeah, so tomorrow is gonna be the day to test Harbingers a little bit further. So here I am. Yeah, I already used 1 Harbinger orb, and I used maybe like 6 or 7 Horizon orbs for Atlas progression. These orbs obviously are like super helpful for getting new maps on the Atlas. And also, so far I got 2 Ancient Shards and 5 Fracture Shards from Harbingers. So yeah, Fracture Shards are pretty common in Ruthless, but they're not that useful, right? Because when you fracture an item, the only way for you to keep crafting it in Ruthless is only by Chaos Orbs, because you can't reroll rare items with Essences, you cannot reroll them with Fossils, so only Chaos Orbs. Pretty useless, I think. I don't know. I can't even come up with a use case. Maybe for a jewel, actually, right? Fracturing like a cluster jewel probably is the way to go. Either cluster jewel or normal jewel, if it's possible even. It should be possible, though. Let's see the map tab. So here it is. I have, at the moment, 1 tier 10 map and 7 tier 8 maps. So the whole day yesterday, I was farming around tier 7, tier 8 maps. And sometimes I would drop some tier 9s. And yeah, so I got kind of lucky to be able to leap into tier 10 and tier 11 map. This one is completed now. So I'm saving this tier 10 map. I'm not running it because as soon as I will get a Horizon Orb, I will be able to reroll it into another tier 10, and it's going to be guaranteed new map completed on Atlas, right? And also right now, I'm trying to not run these tier 8 maps, because we can go for the 3-to-1 recipe in Ruthless, of course. Just like a normal game, you can sell 3 same maps, and get 1 map 1 tier higher, tier 8 into tier 9. But out of tier 9 maps, I only have 1 map uncompleted. It's Lookout. So if you sell different maps, different combination of maps, you get different outcome. So like whenever I drop like 1 Ashenwood or like 1 Lava Lake, I just immediately run the map. But these, because I have like multiple of them, I'm trying to save them right now, and as soon as I get like another Frozen Cabins, there's gonna be 4 new combinations to try to get into the Lookout map to combine them. And whenever I get a new Jungle Vale, it's gonna be like how many? 4? Even more, maybe new combinations to combine into the tier 9. So probably as soon as I get one of these 2 maps, I will be able to get another new map on Atlas. And every single new map in Ruthless is like +1 passive points on Atlas tree. It feels awesome to get it. So yeah, at the very moment, I actually have to keep running tier 6 maps, as you can see, because I'm saving my tier 8 and saving my tier 10 for Atlas progression. But yeah, usually... So yeah, yesterday I didn't have to run any white maps. I was able to keep spamming only yellow tiers, so getting yellow tier Kirk mission, this also was helpful for Atlas progression. So yeah, we'll have to run these maps, hoping getting some tier 7s. Sometimes even tier 10 map can drop from tier 6 if I get the Lantern of Arimor modifier for +4 monster level to certain pack of monsters. And now I guess we can see, by the way, yeah, I forgot to type /plate, right? So 2 days, 8 hours. How many total hours is that? 24, 56 hours, right, in 7 days. So like 8 hours on average, I think. /kills, 227,000 monsters. So yeah, I got to a point where I just spam maps, and hoping to get new maps and new corpses for crafting some good items. So we're gonna talk about crafting in a moment. But yeah, in terms of gear upgrades, I think since last time, yeah, I got only 1 item, and it was a really important item actually. I got the new bow. Yeah, so I keep getting upgrades just from the ground by clearing my dump tab. I was talking about that in previous video, how I prefer identifying my items. So first I stash them in dump tab, and then I identify them slot by slot. So for example, all bows at the same time. You know what, let's identify this bow. just 1 bow. Yeah, it's total garbage. Well, that's how it goes usually. But yeah, this new bow, nevertheless, it has tier 3 cold damage and tier 3 lightning damage. So my previous bow had tier 4 cold damage and tier 4 fire. So this is double tier 3. That actually increased my DPS. It's like 40% more damage. So that was an awesome upgrade. And besides that, I think, yeah, so nothing else upgraded. So I keep trying to roll new implicit modifiers with Eldritch Ikers and Embers as soon as I drop them. So you get effectiveness of curses here. It's a little bit of extra damage. And nothing else, really. So I plan to craft. As you can see on the screen, there is modifier tier corpses, 2 out of 5. Somehow... so recently I spec'd into this increased chance to get modified tier rating corpses. And I started dropping way less of them. Somehow, yeah, maybe it's just me. Maybe just like bad RNG streak, or maybe initially I had a good RNG streak, but initially I got like 6 modified tier rating corpses in 2 days of grind. And that was without the chance for them on Atlas tree, right? And in the last 2 days, day 6 and day 7, I only got actually 1 additional corpse modified tier rating. So I started dropping like 5 times less corpses on average when I spec'd into these condensed souls. So of course I'm gonna keep trying to grind. Yeah, probably the sample size is still super small. So, yeah, but I started to think maybe there was some stealth nerf for Ruthless modified tier rating corpses. I don't know. There was nothing about that in patch notes, of course. But yeah, modified tier rating corpses are the most important corpses to have in the craft, because they allow you to get high tier modifiers, right? And next craft I'm aiming at is even better bow, actually. I can't roll tier 1 modifiers on gear because I don't have enough item level, right? My corpses are not high level enough because I have to still farming yellow tier maps. I can't go into reds because I just don't have them. even though my character could handle red tier maps for sure. So in order to get tier 1 modifiers on bow, the bow would have to be item level 82. So I'm gonna aim at tier 2 modifiers, not tier 1, because tier 2 modifiers is only item level 75, which is equal to to map tier 8. So it's gonna be possible and doable to drop corpses for such craft. And yeah, so the only thing that prevents me is the modified tier rating corpses. Like if I get 5 of them, I will be able to also use the what do you call them? The corpses, the meta modifier corpses to increase effectiveness of modified tier rating. I will need to get total of like 400 modified tier rating to guarantee at least tier 3 modifiers on prefixes on bow, and there will be a really solid chance to hit tier 2 as well. So yeah, I'm planning to try to maybe go for this upgrade. Or, I don't know, maybe I should keep grinding modified tier rating corpses, because for tier 1 crafts, eventually I will need like 14 of them. Well, it really depends. The plans depend on how common modified tier rating corpses are. So far, they're extremely rare, so I'm gonna keep trying to collect data. And by the way, if you grind corpses right now in Ruthless, maybe let me know in comments, like how often do you get modified tier rating corpses? Of course, sometimes I drop those randomizer corpses, right? Like the adjacent corpses get randomized. I keep using them in my graveyard, but like no modified tier rating here either. Nothing. Like my whole grave actually is filled with random corpses right now, just because I keep burying them, trying to unveil random modifiers. No modified tier rating, pretty brutal. So yeah, we can take a look at currency tab. Well, I keep getting like some currency, right? Already have 28 alteration orbs, that's quite a lot. 200 chromatic orbs. Maybe soon I will be able to remove chromatic items from my loot filter. I keep collecting every single chromatic item, so here it is, like, here's chromatic item. But yeah, I already recolored my 5-link. Eventually I will need to recolor a 6-link, I guess, if I will get a 6-link corpse. But we'll see about that. Anything else? So yeah, yesterday I dropped my very first GCP orb, but GCPs are not that valuable anymore because you can just run lab, right? And at the end of the lab, you can get quality for your gems. For example, my main gem is already 20% quality, which gives some decent cooldown recovery rates. So cooldown on my mirror arrow is only 1.25 seconds. I spent all my chance orbs on buying maps from Kirik shop after refreshing it with Kirik missions. So yeah, I started collecting some more chance orbs finally to maybe be able to buy some more maps. So we checked out the map situation already. So here's my support gem tab. Keep getting more and more supports. They drop pretty steadily. By the way, yeah, so after I switched to a 5-link, the mana cost on Mirror Arrow increased quite a bit. And sometimes when I do maps, like my mana actually drops, right? So I'm not using any mana flask, as you can see. But that means that I can't really use this Call to Arms Enduring Cry text still, because it will start eating too much mana. But yeah, so I'm thinking I probably will need to also link it to live tap support. And I want to have increased duration on it as well, to increase, to make the uptime of the buff even better from Enduring Cry. So it's gonna be like a nice falling setup for quite a lot of defenses. So here I'm collecting just a bunch of white jewelry bases to potentially use Alchemy Orb on them. But yeah, so far all my Alchemy Orbs went to Atlas Progression, by the way, for yellow and red tier maps. Only have 4 Alchemists left. And I also was collecting all the All Flames. I barely used any All Flame Embers, by the way. I probably should start using them soon. Notably, like the best ones are obviously those that give you Rogue Exiles and Meat Sacks, right? Because you are able to replace like packs with devoted modifier with monsters that just drop more loot and better loot, and you can get even more better loot. And yeah, so here I have my corpses, some raid corpses, unique monster corpses. Only 2 modified tier rating corpses so far. We need to get more of them, hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, so like I said earlier today, plans for tomorrow is to fully spec into Harbinger and count, yeah, how many maps I completed, how many Harbingers do I get out of it. It's supposed to be 14% chance. It doesn't feel like it's 14%, like 14 Harbingers out of 100 maps, right, on average. It should be around, or like 7 out of 50 maps. We'll see if that's the case. And I got to this like really grindy part of Ruthless progression where I just spam over and over, kind of like the same tier maps, trying to grind for new maps and new corpses. So there's been actually no really like noticeable clips to look at this time. As you noticed in this video, I just keep talking while being in game with the character. I mean, there was a few clips, like I identified the bow, right, or I completed the first red tier map. But yeah, I thought there was nothing like too spectacular to look at. But yeah, hopefully something spectacular will happen tomorrow. Collecting statistic is always fun. Some science is fun to do in this game. And so hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Enjoyed the update, the whole week of Ruthless gaming. It's been a lot of fun. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.